my name is Olivia Krall, and I'm the Archives Coordinator for the Mennonite Church USA Archives. And today I want to talk to you about the process of contributing your records to our collection. Donating your records to the archive is a powerful way to ensure that your story and your community story endures for generations. And today I'm going to walk you step by step through the process of doing just that. Before we get started, I want to define what an archival record is. Archival records are unpublished materials that help document what happened in the past. These can be created by individuals, organizations, or congregations. Some examples of records that might be created by a congregation or an organization include meeting minutes, constitutions, correspondence and emails, or other official records created by the institution. For individuals, the records can look a little bit different. They tend to be letters, diaries, speeches, or other personal documentation. Archival records are also not just paper materials. We also collect audiovisual items. This can be photographs, videos, recordings, and here in the archives we have just about every format you can possibly imagine, from 16mm film to cassette tapes, wire recordings, SD cards, prints, and everything else in between. Records can also be digital and electronic, and for these it's best to reach out to archive staff directly for help. I want to note that not all records are archival and not all materials belong here at the archive. Our collection development policy, which I have a copy of right here, and is also available on our website in both English and Spanish, outlines what kinds of materials we can and we cannot accept here. And I will note a few big categories of materials that we can accept before we move on. So the first of those is published materials. So this is books, magazines, newspapers, periodicals, anything in that nature. Unfortunately, we also cannot accept objects, so clothing, furniture, artwork, family Bibles. We just don't have the space or the resources to properly care for those materials. Also, we cannot accept some items in damaged condition, particularly if it has mold or insect damage, because it poses a threat to the rest of our collection. And I will note that if you're not sure if an item belongs to the archives or not, please reach out to us. We are happy to help and take a look. So now that we've covered what kinds of materials we accept, I want to talk about what to do when you have materials that do belong here. So the first step for that is for you to go through your own records or your congregational records and find out what you have. A helpful way to kind of get a grasp on that is you want to know the who, what, when, and where of your materials. So first, who? Who created these records? Was it you? Was it your grandmother? Was it a church committee? Where did they come from? Who made them? The next thing you want to do is know the what. So what are they about? Is this a collection of letters about an event? Is this from an organization? Is this from a committee meeting? Is this about a childhood diary? What are they? What are they talking about? And then for the archivist, we also want to know when were they created and where were they created. All of this information helps us as staff know where these materials might belong in our collection and what kind of care they might need. This is also a good way for you to go through the materials and identify items that might not belong or that stick out and they don't contribute to that story, and use the collection development policy as well as archive staff for help in doing so. I also want to note that for congregations, we have created a specific list for you of the types of materials that we do want, and that form is available on our website in both English and Spanish. All right, so that's the end of step one. And so for step two, you'll want to create a list of what kinds of items you have. This doesn't have to be a list of every single folder or document, but a general overview of what you have. So how many boxes do you have? What's in them? What is each box about? What types of materials do you have? You can create a list by folder if that's possible, but any kind of overview of the collection that you can create is helpful for the archive staff, makes it easier for us to organize and catalog these records, and it provides good information for you down the line of what you donated. And another reason that it's really important to do this is because it will help you get a grasp on how much material you have. So before you donate records to us, we need to know how much you're bringing and what it is. So any kind of list you can provide or estimation of the size is helpful. Some examples might be that you have 2 medium boxes of church bulletins, that you have 1 folder of letters, that you have 16 cassette tapes. Any kind of information you can provide like that about the quantity and the content is extremely useful for us. So that's step 1 and 2, which brings us to our last step. Step 3 is to reach out to archive staff. You can email us at archives@mennoniteusa.org, call us at 574-523-3059, or set up an appointment to meet at our offices. At this appointment or in this contact, the archive staff will assess if the materials you have fit in our collection and will help you arrange for a way to get those items to us in Elkhart. While we can't accept everything offered to us, we are interested in your story and we want to help you find a home for your records, whether it's here or somewhere else. At this point, we'll also provide you with a form called a deed of gift. This form is standard and it's required for all of our donations. And what the deed of gift does is it gives the archives legal ownership of the materials that you're giving us. It also helps to specify if there are any special instructions that we need to know for the care of the item. And this form is important because the ownership rights are what allow us to provide access to this item for researchers, to care for the item through preservation projects, and it gives us the ability to scan and share it digitally. The deed of gift is also important because it helps us track each donation we receive to make sure that all items are appropriately recorded and accounted for. And from there, the process on your end is complete. After that, archive staff will document the donation by creating an accession record and will send you a receipt of gift. This will describe what you donated, tell you that it's been accepted by the archive, and provide its accession and cataloging number so you can easily find it in our collection later. After that, it's up to archive staff to create a catalog, do preservation work, and make it available to researchers. This donation process, I hope this shone a light on that and made it a little bit easier. The archive staff is happy to support if you have any questions or concerns, and it's people who contribute and engage and work with us that makes it possible for us to document and record Mennonite history. So thank you all, and please get in touch if you have any questions. Thanks.